All right. I'm going to record you versus the last class because I want to change a few things. Everybody's here today?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. So today we're going to look at multiplying decimals. Now we've already added and subtracted decimals. What was the first rule that you needed to follow when you are adding or subtracting those decimals? Millie.
Line up the decimals.
Line up the decimals, and then what, Clarabelle?
Add zeros.
Add your zeros, and then somebody new? Avery. What was the last thing we needed to remember when we're adding and subtracting decimals? We lined them up, we added zeros, and then at the end?
Oh, draw a decimal.
Drop it, right? Drop the decimal. So I say all of that to remind you for nothing, because multiplying decimals is completely different, okay? But what you'll need to do is to remember the difference. Whether you're adding or subtracting, that set of rules will apply. When you're multiplying, it has its own little quick set of rules, and then dividing will just be probably the most simple of all. But we're just going to do the multiplying today. All right, so first thing that I want to do, if I give you a problem like this, when I write, you write, Angel. Remind me what the numbers that I'm multiplying are called. No, thank you for that hand. Mr. Milne?
Factors?
They're the factors. All right, so we've got the factors here. I just want to point those out. And those are the numbers that are being multiplied. Try to keep, that's one thing I didn't do with the other class I wanted to add with you guys. So remember that academic math vocabulary, like some teachers use it, some people don't. I'm trying to do it more and more just because I know you're going to get it later. So we'll kind of try to keep reminding ourselves as we go and bring these things up and up. I don't think that it's something I'm going to like throw into a test. I mean, I might. Maybe like a bonus question. But I do honestly think it's worth you guys committing to memory, because you will have teachers, and you know it's hard when they have like all of these crazy words. Kind of like if you ever go to church and you hear all of like, you need repentance, you need Jesus gives you grace, like, you know what I mean, like all of those salvation words and all that church speak. I think it's just hard to understand when the language is a little above your head. So all right, so just as a reminder that the numbers that we multiply with are factors. What do we call the answer to our multiplication problem, Chloe Beth?
Product.
Chloe Bowie. And this is the product. The answer is the product. All right, good. We'll just do like a little baby vocab lesson there. Smiley face it. Or it didn't happen. Okay? Is everybody okay? Can we read this? Y'all know I'm paranoid about that screen being too little. And also, if you have trouble reading any of the markers that I'm using, if they're too light, let me know.
Can you zoom in a little bit?
Sorry.
Can you zoom in a little
Zoom it in, sure. You got it. Is that better? All right. Oops. Let me move it over. All right. So, with that said, the best way for us to get into this is just to get into it. So let's look at a couple of examples and see what we got. All right, so starting with example 1, let me give you a problem. Now, the first thing you need to remember when you're multiplying decimals is that we do not line up the decimals. They might line up accidentally, but for the most part, they might not. Okay? So when you go through these, do not worry about lining them up. Yeah, Millie.
Wait, so we don't have to?
Do not line them up. So that's what I was saying earlier. The thing about decimals is that you're going to have to keep the rules straight. When you add and subtract, they have their set of rules where we line it up, add the zeros, whatever.
Yeah.
When you multiply, you'll learn the rules today. Has its own. And then when you divide, it's probably like the simplest of all, but it has its own rules. So you have to keep them straight. Yeah.
I thought you said we always have to match them.
Yes, when you're adding and subtracting, I did.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am. All right, everybody good? All right, so step one that I want you to do is I just want you to multiply. And you're going to forget about the decimals. Do not worry about them at all in step one. Okay? So really, hang on one second. Oh, Gertie 2.0, why? Don't tell me how to autofocus. What?
What's that little J thing?
Oh, this is like a little semicolon. Okay, so I want you to just multiply. Okay, and you could even just do it like this if you want. Forget about the decimals. You're just going to multiply like they're regular old numbers. So really, I mean, it might as well be like 14 times 9. Okay? That's how don't worry about those zeros. Don't worry about any of that. You're just going to multiply like you always do.
Can you read that right there? Number 1.
Multiply, forget about decimals. Is the phrasing confusing, or is it just all of this gobbledygook right here? That's okay. All right, noted. So, catch up with that. And then, for this problem, we're just going to multiply like normal. 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 1 is 9. Plus 3 is 10, 11, 12. So, I end up with 126, right? Now, I want you to take note of step 2. Is everybody with me?
Yeah.
All right, don't let me leave you behind. Okay, and this one I want to make sure we're super clear on. We're going to count the numbers after the decimals. Okay?
For decimals, can we just draw a dot?
Yeah, as long as you'll remember it. This is kind of like a longhand for me. I have like some little symbols I'm going to use for every problem after this, but I wanted to write it out in detail at least once for you to refer back to. Millie?
Is that the entire answer? No.
For right now it is.
No. So then, why are there 3 numbers at the bottom and the top only has 2?
Well, we could go through and multiply by 0.
Can we do that?
Yeah. And then it would just be 0, 0, 0, 0, and you would have a bunch of zeros in front of 126. So you can do that, but it's really not necessary.
The answer is 100.
I would suggest that you just multiply by the actual numbers and not the zeros in front.
Do we put any decimals at the answer? Like at the answer?
We're getting there. Millie?
It's also a little confusing because there's like, I don't know how to explain.
I think it's a little, okay, so when you're multiplying, remember, this is why I drew this next to it. This is why I wrote this problem next to it, okay? Because I want you thinking about this. If you have 0 and 14 hundredths, and then you've got 9 tenths, these zeros, are they necessary? You don't have to have them, right? You're just showing that there are no whole numbers. So when you're multiplying decimals, that's why on step 1, I was like, just forget about the decimals and think of it like you're just doing 14 times 9. That's why this is here, okay? Hold on to this as what you are actually multiplying, and that way, hopefully, the zeros won't be as confusing to you
So
if they're throwing you off.
the zeros don't have to do anything like with the problem.
Not at all. They're really just, they're not even placeholders. When we talked about putting the zeros in front of decimals just because it was kind of like manners, right? It just looks tidier. It helps you understand that there's no whole numbers. So it is not necessary to multiply. You're just going to have a whole bunch of zeros in front of 126. And when we get to the decimals, if y'all let me finish real quick, I think that will help you understand too, because you don't need all of the zeros. Like they'll just be sitting there for no reason. So for step 2, after you've just multiplied as though there are no decimals, you're going to count the numbers after the decimals. So look at the first factor, 1400ths. Here is my decimal. And then I'm going to count how many numbers I have after it. I have a 1 and a 4. That is 2 numbers. Okay? Now, is everybody with me here? Does everybody understand where that 2 came from? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Thumbs up or a thumbs down. Everybody okay here? All right, Holden, you good? All right. So looking at my second factor, 9/10, here's my decimal. I count how many numbers after the decimal? 1, just the 9. So how many numbers do I have after the decimal total?
4. Oh, sorry.
2 and 1, yeah. So 3. Now, for this one, I'm just going to put like a 3 here for that example, right? For number 3, how did I phrase this before? Okay. You're going to move as many spaces as number 2 tells you, right? So I'm kind of drawing a line up here. I'm moving this many spaces, right? I'm referring to step 2. From right to left in your answer or in the product. Oops, let me move that up a little. So you're going to move as many spaces. Now it'll be different every problem, right? You're going to have to count every problem. How many numbers come after the decimals? And we hold on to that information because that's how many spaces we're going to move when we get our answer. And that might still be confusing, but we'll look at it in 1 second. Everybody caught up?
Yes.
Now, if we're going to move as many spaces as step 2 tells us, it says from right to the left. Now, let's talk about why we're doing this. If we multiplied 14 times 9, our answer would be 126, right?
Yep.
Where would you put a decimal in that answer? If you had to add one and I said, add a decimal to 126, where would it go? Before the 1. I hear between the 1 and the 2. Carson?
What about after 1.26?
Okay, 1.26.
Is it possible to do it like after all the numbers, like at the end of the 6?
Now, look at this problem. Y'all are adding decimals in the middle of it. Why? This is 14 times 9.
Because 100.
Does it have any decimals?
No.
What's 14 times 9 is 216. Is it a decimal?
No.
Go back to the purpose of the decimal. We add a decimal because it separates what from what?
Oh, it separates the whole numbers from the decimal.
It says separates the whole numbers from the decimal. So if I multiply it, 14 times 9 is 126 a whole number or not? Emily, go to your seat.
Yes.
It's a whole number. So it would be at the end, right? Are y'all with me? But we didn't do that. We multiplied hundreds and tenths. So I'm going to start over here on the right where that decimal would have been. And I'm going to move 3 spaces that I got from right here, from the right to the left. It tells me how many hops to take. Ready? So I start here and I go 1, 2, 3. So it's going to go right in front of the 1. And I'll go ahead and add a 0 to make sure that we understand there are no whole numbers. Clarabelle?
What if there were whole numbers?
If there were whole numbers, it would be the same difference. You just multiply like there's no decimals, and then you add the decimal at the end. So wherever that decimal lies, it will show whole numbers. I mean, if you had whole numbers, they'll still be there. Most of the time. Well, I say that. It depends. And actually, you know what? Actually, yeah, I mean, it depends. It depends on how big the whole number is and how much you're multiplying it by, like decimal-wise. So, but yeah, no, it'll still show you how many spaces to move over. Good question. We'll do some with whole numbers, though, to show. All right, how are we feeling so far? It can be a lot. It can be a lot at first, and I think it's kind of one of those things that if you're a thumbs up, awesome, but if you're in the middle, like you will, before we're done, I think you'll have it, because it's just like once you do it more than one times without all of this detail, like we're about to simplify those steps, and then we'll just walk through the steps, and you'll feel much better about it. Can I go on from here? Everybody okay? All right. I want to leave you behind in those notes. So let's take a look at another example. All right. So here's example 2. And let's multiply 2 8/10 by 4/10. Now notice this one, the decimals do line up, but again, that's just coincidence. We're not going to worry about it. So for step 1, again, we're just going to multiply. Just multiply your numbers. Okay, keep it simple. We'll go ahead and do that. 4 times 8 is 32. Columbus sailed the ocean blue. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 is 9, 10, 11. All right, so I have 112, although that 2 is really weird. It's like a munchkin or something. Okay. Y'all okay? Yeah. Step 2. Just count the numbers, okay? I'm just going to give you a number sign there. We're going to count the numbers after decimals to see what our steps are going to be. So again, in my first factor, I have a decimal and then 1 digit after it. Second factor, decimal, 1 digit after it. How many steps am I going to be taking for step 3?
2.
2, yes. Chloe, was your hand up? Or you were gonna answer? No. Oh yeah. Go, I'm gonna keep going. Do you want to try to finish your notes real quick? Okay. Try to get to a stopping point on something. All right. So for step 3, I'm gonna move from the left to the right. So I've just been kind of drawing that symbol to show where we're going. Millie, got a question?
Yeah, I'm confused on where I'm supposed to place the number at.
What do you mean the number you got?
Like, if I got 112, would I still put the 1 where the 2 and the 0 are?
Yeah, you should, again, think of this like 28 times 4. Just multiply it like you would. Keep the rows. Keep your rows. Keep your columns. I didn't do a very good job of that because they're so spaced out. But when you're only multiplying by 1 digit, you're not going to have to add a bunch of stuff at the bottom either. So, but yeah, no, just keep multiplying like you have. Keep it as tidy as possible because there will be 3 digits on top, 2 digits on the bottom, even with decimals. Did that answer your question? Okay. So for step 3, we're going to move from the left to the right. 1, 2 steps. So let's come over here to the left, and I'm going to go over 1, 2, and that puts my decimal right between the ones. All right, let's check in real quick. Thumbs up if you want to do this on your own. In the middle, if you feel good, you want to do some more practice together. And thumbs down if you want your mama. Creek, how you doing, buddy? Okay. Okay, middle is good. I love the middle for sure. Can I keep going, or is anybody still writing? All right. So let's look at another example. And this time, let's throw a whole number in. Okay. What? Whole numbers?
Whole numbers are scary.
No.
Yes, they're fun. No, scare me.
All right. So let's take 2700s and we'll just multiply it by 3. Okay. All right. So it's like Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes, you have to learn to love it.
Well, you will. All right. So again, we're just going to multiply just like regular, okay? Just like it's 27 times 3. So 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 2 is 6. Plus 2 is 8. And if you want to say 3 times 0, you can, okay? Doesn't matter. Either way, you can add the 0. You can not. You can always add a 0 later. So I like to think of it as just simple, like the simple numbers. All right, what's step 2? What do I do next? Somebody help me out. Avery?
You count how many numbers are after the decimal?
Yeah, we're going to count the numbers after the decimal. So here's my decimal on my first factor, and I've got 1, 2. Now, what about 3? How many numbers do I have after that decimal, Holden?
We go, since there's 2, we go 2, 0.
Well, I mean, the 3 would have a decimal right at the end, right? Because it's a whole number.
Yeah.
So 0. There's none. That gives us 2 places total to move for step 3, which is move from the right to the left. So I'm going to start all the way over on the right, and I'm going to move over 2 places. So that's 1, 2, and you end up with 81 hundredths. Now, when you are solving this problem, are you going to need to write all of these out? Not for long. I mean, if you do want to do it in the beginning, that's awesome. But I'm just putting them on there to show you where I got my numbers from. Okay. If you don't need, if you can just add them, right? If you have a whole number with a decimal, guys, the decimal goes after it every single time. Doesn't matter if it's on the top, on the bottom, whatever. Lucy, I have sweaters over there if you're getting too cold, girlfriend. Go grab one. It happens every single time. Carson Milne broke the desk.
Hold up. Oh, it was Carson. What just happened?
All right.
Carson Mills.
Let's look at a problem real quick that is that has more numbers in it, okay? And example 4. So you could have something like this or bigger, where you have 8 6/10 times 7 3/10. Now again, you're going to look at this problem like it's 86 times 73, okay? So if you wanted to, do any of your little tricks, you can. It doesn't matter because in the end, you just have to be able to find the decimal and count after it.
Are we have to do, like, expand it, like the long division? Are you still gonna?
Let's not talk about that until we get past this, okay? He was like, can we just do some division? Clarabelle?
Are we still gonna add it at the bottom?
For sure. Yeah, so again, right now, number 1, just multiply. Okay, do not let the decimals distract you. If you need to rewrite the problem as 86 times 73 and just multiply, then do that. If that's what it looks like on your scrap paper or whatever, that's fine. Move your answer over here and then find your decimal. But you just don't let it confuse you. Just multiply. Yeah.
Whenever we add it, are we still gonna add that 0?
Yes, you're going to multiply like you would any other number, okay? I can't stress that enough. And I understand where you guys are coming from because you're like, but it's a decimal. But it's okay because we don't have to figure out where the decimal goes until the very end. So just multiply it like there are no decimals there at all. So for this, I'll just start multiplying in my turtle head. 6 times 3 is 18. 3 times 8 is 24 plus 1 is 25. I'm going to cross out my carried numbers, draw a collar, lay an egg. I'm ready to multiply by 7. Oh no, we're not waiting when you go to potty. I told you that. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 8 is 56. Plus 4 is 60. Everybody okay?
Yeah.
And then we just add.
I'm not okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but if you choose to go pee-pee potty, then...
I didn't even do the restroom.
Oh, sorry. Y'all listen, if you leave while we're taking notes, it's been made clear that we will move on without you, and you'll have to try to catch up.
I didn't even leave the classroom.
Then what happened?
You were going too fast for my tiny mind.
Your tiny mind. What gobbledygook is this? Who had their hand up over here? Anybody? What's up?
I was gonna say something and then it just went blank.
Millie.
Where would I put the decimal for 25?
You don't. You don't put the decimal for 25. You're going to put the decimal after you add into your answer. Again, step 1, just multiply. Multiply like you would normally. Now that you have an answer, for step 2, you're going to count those numbers after the decimal. You could even put like decimal number. I don't care. Whatever helps you remember. All right? So if I go through here and I find my decimal and there's just a 6 behind it, that's 1, right? Look at your second factor, Holden. Here's my decimal. I've got 3/10. I've got a 3 after it, so I'm just going to say 1. So, for step 3, which says move the decimal from the right to the left, I come down here to the 8. How many steps am I going to move? How many spaces am I going to move over from right to the left? 2. So I do like a bunny hop 1, bunny hop 2, and I'm at 62.78, 62 and 78 hundredths, and I am done. So step 1, multiply. Don't freak out because there are decimals in your numbers. If you are continuing to freak out over the decimals, then just write 86 times 73 somewhere else and just multiply. Period. Step 2, find that decimal and see how many numbers are after it. Every problem could be different. One problem that could go out to the thousandths. One factor could just be to the tenths place. Who knows? They will all be different, okay? You will add up how many digits are after the decimals and then move that many places from the right to the left, and you are done. Once you get past the freaking out over that there are decimals in your numbers, you'll be fine. How did we feel about this one? Me. Up. Awesome. In the middle. Down. Okay. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I'll take it. Let's do a few more. Yeah, we can try one.
What time do we leave?
When your mom leaves. No.
Oh, you said it.
Hey. Oh, it's on the recording. Hey, Avery. Hey, Miss Wallace. How are you? Okay. All right. Wait, that was Amanda, right? No, sorry. That's her mom's name. That was you, right, Avery?
Yes.
Okay, good. I have been doing that so much, like even at church, somebody said something, like made a joke in Sunday school, and I was like, oh, Ed is always a joker. My husband, like, that wasn't Ed. I was like, oh, man. Like, I think, you know, like you think you know someone's voice, and then it's like, wasn't him. Yeah, because then I was still thinking about him. Man, I'm telling you, I'm old. I'm old, y'all. You're going to come visit me in the nursing home?
Yes, maybe.
Probably. You say we come visit you?
I see.
Surprise you with the other
no.
bearded dragon.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna surprise you.
Yeah, because you know I'm going to have Leroy in there. What about that color shout? Let's do... Let me give you another problem. Okay, so look, we'll make this a you do. Oh my gosh. Emily, that's enough.
But like he's old.
She's like, but Leroy's on his deathbed, so you know he won't even be there. All right. So go ahead and try this one, and then we'll check your answer. Okay, if you're at home watching this, just hit pause and then start when you are ready to check yours. All right, so let's do a quick check of this and see how we did. So 9 times 7 is 63. Go ahead and climb a tree. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 6 is 15. Boy, y'all have a lot to say while I'm talking. All right, so step 2, I'm going to count the numbers after my decimals. So I've got 1 and 1, so that's 2. And step 3, I'm going to start from the right, go to the left, and I'm going to move over 1, 2 places, which makes my answer 1 and 53 hundredths. All right, now, talk to me. What happened? Especially if you got it wrong. How wrong were you? Do you know why you were wrong? What happened? Anybody?
I don't know. I have a question.
Carson?
Does not putting the decimal count as it being wrong?
Absolutely.
Okay, then I forgot to put the decimal.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, hey, this is going to be, I was grading some of your papers. Remember we talked about the money sign, the dollar sign? And what did we say? Is there a big difference between money and just a decimal? Yes, there is. I mean, it's completely different, right? So, yeah, I mean, if you don't have a decimal, there's a big difference between 153 and 1.53. Like, if it was money, what would you rather have? The 153. Yeah, it's a big difference. Yeah.
So, over here, Luke is just laughing about barbecue chicken.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. Anybody else? Emily Martinez. That's enough. Anybody else?
He is completely bad. You should see him in science.
He's so bad.
It's so bad. Like, I literally want to cry.
So you're like,
Emily, are you making more of this than it should be?
oh, Avery.
Luke Sutton, is that you making that noise in my class?
I'm trying not to.
Okay, well,
That's what we're talking about. That's
I'm going to send this link to your parents and you can explain to them. I'm going to say, go to 34 and 29 seconds. All right? You can explain it to them. Anybody else have a mistake that they want to talk about? Are we good? Let's do one more. Let's do it. One more you do. Okay. Who said no?
Millie.
Okay. Let's do 4.4 and
You said point.
93 hundredths.
Spiano.
Emily, you're about to strike 3. Hush, please. I corrected myself. And we'll do times 17 hundredths. All right. Knock that one out. Remember, your first step is that you're going to just multiply like there are no decimals. All right. Then count those digits and move the decimal over. If you're at home, just hit pause and then play when you're ready to check your answer. How much advantage I'm going to take of these chapel days. All right, so let's check your math real quick. That's 21, 63, 64, 65, 28, 30. Nope, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Okay. And then we'll lay an egg and we'll just multiply by 1. That one looks really messy, but this is a 4 here, guys. Okay, so you can start checking those numbers. 7, 8. Okay, I have 8,381. Okay, everybody good? Now, take a look. Remember, if you have a wrong answer, check this line and this line. The first one is multiplied by 7. This one was just times 1. Okay, make sure that you laid an egg and multiplied everything times 1.
I forgot to add them.
Oh, there you go. So, when I look at my first factor, I see my decimal and I count 2 numbers after it. Same thing with my second factor. 1, 2. So, for step 3, when I move from right to left, I'm going to move 4 places, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, which puts my decimal, this is messy, I'm going to come down here, 8, 3, 8, 1, and I'll just put a 0 in front of it. How'd we do? Now, so keep in mind, this is only 4 holes, right? And you want to know if I take this times 17 hundredths, the numbers are going to seem very small, but what you're doing is you're taking a number that's pretty small and multiplying it by a number that's even smaller. Okay, so when you would expect with multiplication for it to expand and get bigger, remember that you're taking it by something that is just like not even a whole number. It'll start to make more sense, but that's a good observation. Yeah, Emily?
So, I thought it was only tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Is the second digit 100 thousandths now, or there's 4 digits? So, is there... So tenths, hundredths.
Yeah, so you don't have to understand what that digit is.
Okay.
You just have to be able to find the right combination with the decimal movement.
So would that be like, if it did have a name, would it be like 100,000ths?
I believe it is 100,000, but I'll have to double check. Good question. I'm
Or
blank.
10,000ths?
What I want you guys to do is this. Carson, can you pass those papers out real quick? Emily, will you tell Coach Lou I need like 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Thank
You
you.
mean Miss Hernandez?
Whoever's getting you next. Yes. Yeah.
In free time in English, can I do riddles?
Yes. All right. Super quick. All right, Lucy, let me see yours real quick. Because everybody's here, right? All right. Hey, guys, we're completely out of time, so take a look.
Claire has no homework today. No.
There's not enough?
Okay, I'll trade you. You want? I'll
Claire, here you go. I only got 11.
Hey, stop. 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 We will get her one. Don't you worry.
Oh, wait. I gave Claire
But thank you for listening. Linda, listen to me. Stop talking because we are out of time. There's one. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at this. Go ahead and put your name at the top. This is due, guess what? Tomorrow. Now, for this first section, go ahead and circle these instructions here. You're going to take this decimal and write it in fraction form, word form, expanded with multiplication. Now, they gave you an example up here. I think that you'll be fine on this, okay? So I'm going to leave you with that. Now, real quick, when it asks you to estimate the product, I know we didn't talk about that, but we have in the past. If I look at the factor 2.8, is it closer to 2 or 3? 2.8. Huh? It's closer to 3, yeah. 4.1, closer to 4 or 5?
4.
So 3 times 4 is 12. Let's look at the other one. 1.7, 1 and 7/10, closer to 1 or 2?
2.
Good. 2.3,
2.
2. There you go. Closer to 2 or 3, and you end up with 4. Okay, so just do those just like that to the nearest whole number. I probably, if you do it like to the ones place and it's double digits, I'm not going to count it wrong, but they're all in the ones place, so you should be okay. Yeah, Millie.
Would it always be times or whenever what the
Yes, ma'am. You're just you're estimating what you think the answer to the problem is, so definitely use the same math symbol. All right, so that's through 11. You're going to keep solving all the way through 16 down here. Flip over with me, please. All right, you've got 17 through 20. Now, for number 21, I want you to write choose one. These ask you to write a word problem using the information given. So, like, look at 22. If granola bars, it says that granola bars cost 75 cents each. So you make up a problem that Millie is going to Camp Anathan today. She wants to buy a granola bar for each of her 3 friends. She only has $5. Does Millie have enough money to buy granola bars for 3 friends? Right? How much will it cost for her to buy their granola bars? Does she have enough money? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, are you with me? So just take that little piece of information and make your own word problem up.
Wait, choose one out of the...
Choose one of these,
Oh.
and then it wants you to solve it. So go ahead and write your problem, but then also give the answer. Everybody okay with that?
Yeah, actually sounds kind of fun.
I think it would be, yeah. For numbers 23 through 26, I want you to mark out, shade the grid to show the equation. I'm not worried about you shading the grid. If you want to, you can, but don't really care. I just want you to solve these. And then, for 27 through 32, let's get rid of those. We want to try to keep you at about 25 for the night. Those first 4, though, are in that box of expanded whatever, so I think that'll be okay. So this shouldn't be too crazy. Everybody okay? Raise your hand if you do not have a copy of this worksheet. Did everybody? Chloe did not get a copy. Okay, let me make you a copy of Lucy's. Now the rest of you, listen up. I need your journals back in the in your bin. It's marked. And please make sure that it makes it back up to the top of the shelf. Thank you. Bye.